Alright, so I wanted to make a quick video for you guys because I didn't get a chance to cover this on the call today of how I organize my order forms from when they get written up at the house to when they get filed away in my system. So I'm a big fan of following up with customers and looking at your customer list in many different ways. So for instance, there's your Vast Action CRM. That's one way you can look at past customers. You can print out your ROR list from Vector Connect. That's another way to look at past customers. You can also go through order forms and having the hard copies. And that's a third way that you can look through it. And looking through your customers in different ways, I find like triggers different memories, things that maybe you didn't take good notes of or help you remember that when you see a name in your CRM, you don't think about, but when you see it on your ROR list, even just a different font might jog memory. But especially the hard copy order forms. I mean, when you look at that, you wrote it, you were there in the house, so you just tend to remember so much more. So I love utilizing the hard copy of my order form. So when I'm at the house, I have my blue book and I write up the order. Once the order is written up, it goes right here in this outer pocket. At the end of the day, I come home, I rolo the order. I take that order form, and this actually I carry around with me at all times. I have it with me in my book, in my car, and this has price lists and some random information in the back, some extra blank order forms. We'll use one of these as an example. Service request sheets. Then I have the active leads that I'm working with right now. Problem orders. And then these are customers to follow up with in the front couple pockets here. So what I do is I roll the order, take the white copy once it's rolled, and you file it away in your main file. And this here I keep organized by last name. So these will just get filed by last name here. I will take then the rep copy, or one of the other back copies, and this is going to be filed a little bit differently. So if it's a big order, maybe 1,500 or more, for you guys I would say maybe 800 or more if you're younger in the business. Those are customers I want to just call back and check in on. So once I close this order, this is going to go in my second pocket here. The main sheet's always filed away, okay? By the white copy is always filed away by last name, so that never changes. But I'll take those second copy of the order form, the rep copy or the Olean copy, and I will drop it in here if it's over 800, if you're newer, over 1,500 if you don't have as much time to follow up with customers. And in 2 weeks, I'll go through this again, and I'll just call them and see how they like their order, check up on them, say hey. If there's other notes, I'll take a third copy. So you give one copy to the customer, that leaves you 3 copies of your order form. One copy will be in the callback pile for people that I just want to check in on. But if there's notes on here, maybe there's notes I want to add to my CRM, so I have a file that's to add notes to my CRM. And then I'll take pictures of this at the end of the week and send it to Vast Action, and they'll type it up for me and put it into my CRM. I also have here sharpening, so sometimes I get a booth order and I write sharpening down, or there's a specific time they want me to follow up with them on sharpening, so I have a separate folder for customers that need stuff sharpened. And again, this isn't the white copy, this is one of the secondary copies. And then I have a July folder, so this is, sometimes it's July, sometimes it's the end of the year, sometimes it's the end of the campaign, but basically my next push, my next sale that I'm promoting to my customers, if I close an order and there's something on there, cookware, flatware, even just accessories that they didn't get, but they know they're going to want to get in the future, I'll talk to them, hey, I have a sale coming up in April at the end of the campaign, in July for SC2, or in December at the end of the year, I have some really big goals. If you didn't get this stuff today and you think you might want to get it, that would probably be a good time because I'll give you a super killer deal. Do you want me to follow up with you during April, July, or December, depending on the time of year? So that'll go then in my July follow-up or whatever that SC2 follow-up is. So again, just to review, the white copy always filed by last name. One of the secondary copies will go in my callbacks just to check in on them in a couple of weeks if the order's over 800 or over 1,500. And then if there's notes that need to be copied into the CRM, if there's sharpening that needs to be done, or if they have a wish list that I'm following up with them on a next push, a secondary copy is also going to go into one of those individual folders that I can come back and pull up. And the last thing here, I also have a separate file, so there's actually notes, so adding notes to my CRM, and then an actual add to CRM. And this is going to be other people I run into who I didn't rolo an order for. Maybe it was an order that they paid cash, or maybe they just fill out a service request form to mail stuff back, and I want them added to my database. They'll go in this folder, and either my assistant or Vast Action will put them in my CRM for me.